Hello, and welcome to Ask Me About K-Pop, the essential guide for recent converts and seasoned fans alike. My name is Shannon, and I am so excited to say this. I am joined by my best friend, Angelica. Angelica, how are you?
I'm so great, Shannon. It's so good to be back. How are you doing today?
I'm good. We've missed you so much. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you. I've missed being here as well.
So I have a question for you before we get started, because you haven't been here in forever, and I feel like our listeners might be dying to know.
Uh-oh.
So since we've heard you last, Chanyeol got super buff. How do you feel about that?
I'm really upset about it, to tell you the truth. It's been a hard road, particularly when because Chanyeol has become like Kai's little Instagram mentor or whatever, and on one of their Insta lives, Kai was like, "So you've been working out a lot," and then Chanyeol says, "Yes, I'm only 10% finished with my body, and I am afeared for my life."
Well, that just seemed like a real development since you've been away, and I needed to ask you
Breaking
about it on the
news,
air.
hot priorities, hot topics.
Chanyeol is buff now.
That's what we're here
That's
for.
what we do on this podcast. So if you can't tell from how horrible I sound, we went to KCON last night.
Yeah!
Or this weekend. So we wanted to do an episode talking about our experience at KCON LA 2018.
Which was magical, like maybe one of the most magical years that we've had at KCON, truly.
So we gotta we gotta start at the beginning so we can really capture the magic of the weekend. I didn't go on Friday. I never go on Friday because I got work to do. I'm like, I don't go on Friday.
Yeah.
But on Saturday, I got up early to attend a panel that was put on by a group called the Ajumas, and it was called Hallyu Fans Over 30. So I had to go to that as the resident old lady of the podcast.
Of course.
And it was really, really fun. We just talked about the struggles and the joys of being an old K-pop fan. Like, people think you're creepy, but also you get to drink at concerts and you have grown-up money and can take vacation days to go to concerts and stuff. So that part is fun. I was in their slideshow. They did a little slideshow and there was a picture of me in it, which made me feel cool. And I won a t-shirt that says, "You're never too old to fangirl." And I'm very excited about it.
That should be your life motto, I think. That's the title of your autobiography.
Yeah.
You're never too old to fangirl.
Definitely. So that was, and then after that panel, so first amazing thing that happened of the weekend, after that panel, I walked down this forever hallway looking for a bathroom, and they were like, "Sorry, this bathroom is closed." And, so I went down another hallway looking for a bathroom, and while I was waiting in line for that bathroom, Momo Land just walked by.
I know, that was crazy. So I am not over 30, so I slept in and I didn't go to that panel. And so as I was in my apartment, getting all dressed up in all of my K-pop swag, I got this text from Shannon that was just a video of Momo Land walking by, and I was like, "Fuck, I need to speed up." I gotta
Exciting
get there.
things are happening.
Yeah, but also that was super different. We're gonna mention this a few times because there were several celeb sightings this year at KCON, and I feel like all the other years that we've gone, we've never just seen the idols out and about walking around the convention floor.
I hadn't,
Never.
for sure. But this year, that was definitely a thing.
Yeah.
So after I saw Momo Land in the hallway, I went in and was just walking around the convention center because I guess we should explain if you've never been to a KCON, it is a convention. So they have a convention floor. It's kind of the majority of what there is to do is there's just this massive convention floor of booths.
Yeah,
and,
there are
merch.
booths for different Korean TV channels and different
skincare lines and
different companies of all sorts. Whether it's traveling to Korea or dramas, or they even had a Warner Brothers booth or whatever
for Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, and for Harry Potter too.
Potter,
so it's not all K-pop. But then so they have different places where you can buy stuff and then also take pictures in front of things, and then they also
win. It's so much.
Yeah, a lot
we
of
never do it because
raffles.
it's just so much standing in a vague line, being what's at the front of this line, and usually at the front of the line, it's you spin some kind of wheel and maybe you win a free thing.
Yeah,
But like,
but maybe you don't win anything and all
Yeah.
you did was stand in a line.
it gets overwhelming in there. But the point I was making is I was just looping the convention floor looking, and there's several different booths and stages where people just like do cover dance. They just play music
Yeah,
all day.
they have at least 3 different places on the convention floor where someone is dancing, whether it's like a big open space where they're going to hold an official dance workshop and actually teach you a dance. Those are like scheduled into the day. Or it's just a stage where it's like dedicated specifically to K-pop random play. And so like there's just constantly a crowd around it, and it, like there's music playing, and if you know the song, you jump on stage. If you don't know it, get off the stage.
Yeah, pretty much. But I was back in the corner where they do the workshops, which seemed to be a theme this year. They were doing a Golden Child dance, and who was teaching the dance? Golden Child.
That's really crazy. That's never happened before.
Dreamcatcher did their own. Like, it was, people were showing up to their own.
That's crazy.
Like, dance things, which is like really nuts. So I like, within a span of like 20 minutes, I saw Momoland and Golden Child like up close, and I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, and then later that day, like after I got there and we were walking around, Amber from FX was just standing on the ground, and she like that actually made me a little bit sad because she wasn't even on a stage. She was just like standing on the floor, like in the corner, in the back corner by a booth or something. And she was singing, and then she was like
Taking
meeting
pictures
people
with
and taking
people.
pictures. There was like a big line and crowd to like wait and get a picture with her or whatever. But meanwhile, there was an actual stage like not very far away from where she was, and someone else, random and unknown, was on the stage.
Yeah.
And was like, why are they up there and she is on the
This is
floor?
Amber.
This is fucking Amber, damn it.
From FX. Like, yeah, it was really nuts. She was around all weekend, just like acting like a normal, like she isn't Amber from FX.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand.
That's what she does.
Yeah. But let's see. What are we talking about Saturday?
Saturday.
What did we wear on Saturday? We should talk about our Saturday outfits because we had good outfits all weekend, I think.
Did. I think so too. Saturday, I had my most beautiful and favorite EXO shirt, which is like a white button-up tie top. I changed out all the buttons. I made it after Power came out.
Yes.
Because the front pocket has like the Power logo, which is blue and yellow. And then I changed out all the buttons to be blue and yellow. And on the back, it has this gorgeous Coco Bop fan art that I found on Tumblr. And so I had my EXO shirt. I had an Ask Me About K-Pop button. And, I had my beautiful 17 bag, of course, which is like now my most prized possession, I have to say.
Yeah. I don't want to categorize it as brave, but I was afraid. I was honestly afraid. And
I made a brave decision on Saturday.
No, I'm not. No. But I almost chickened out of what I did wear is what I'm getting at. But I made a Hyuna and Edon shirt with my favorite picture of them. I made that, and I was going to wear it all day, and I almost didn't wear it because I was scared. But then I saw that there were people at the Korean fan meet, like, holding up Edon signs in front of the mad people. So if they could be brave, like I could be brave. And I got a lot of compliments on it.
Yeah,
which
people
was
loved
really
it. They were
nice.
so supportive.
And I had my Pentagon bag as well.
Yes. We got a lot of compliments on those bags.
Yeah, we did a lot of free advertising for Yo shirt.
Yes, I did feel a little bit guilty after the like 4th or 5th person came up and asked us where we got them, because I think a lot of people saw us with them and thought that there was a booth in the convention center like selling bags like that, which was misleading. But it also made me, I wanted to be like, this is from our store or whatever.
I know, right?
I like wished that we could take credit for it.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, oh, we use this app.
We use this app and we paid like $40 frickin' for these stupid tote bags, but they're gorgeous.
Worth every penny.
They're
it's
gorgeous.
A very high quality bag itself. It's like thick canvas. It's well made and it's stinking beautiful. My bag is so brightly colored.
Oh my
like
God.
Joshua in his pink, and like one of them is in this gorgeous purple.
Yeah.
Mingyu
It's
in that
really
baby
nice.
blue.
It's really nice.
Gorgeous.
What else? Do we do anything else fun on Saturday? Oh, I danced at the Toyota stage.
You
on
danced.
Saturday.
Yes, you did.
Because I had been, that's one of the booths where the Toyota booth is one where they just like play music all day. And there were like a couple like true stars that were just like, staying there for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. But I kept like that would be the booth I would just like gravitate. Like I can just stand here and watch people dance, but no songs that I knew were getting played. But then when we stood there, Dolly came on by Hewlin and I like had to do it. And then I regretted it so much because I was so sweaty and out of breath because I am old and out of shape and I had not stretched. And like I did the splits. Just like out of nowhere and I shouldn't have done that. So
Shannon was
very
like
tired.
Destroyed after she did that. I stood to the side because I only learned like the first half of that dance. So I just stood to the sidelines and videotaped her. But it was really crazy how many people on that stage were just like staying song after song and they didn't even look tired. And I was just like, oh, these people are younger than me.
Yeah. Yes, there were a lot of people that were younger than us and they all looked real. Everyone was dressed so well.
Yes, KCON is a great place to be fashionable because I think like idols are always so fashionable, so it really brings out the best in people.
I totally agree.
But Saturday was mostly just because we didn't go to the show on Saturday night, so Saturday was mostly just a day of us like wandering about and like farting around the convention center
and talking. And if anybody stopped us to ask us about our T-shirts, we tried to remember to give them AMA Kpop buttons.
Yeah, we didn't do as good of a job
good
at
it
as we probably should have. We still have so many buttons, but that's okay because now we'll have opportunities for listeners like you to get buttons.
Exactly.
But so that was pretty much all of Saturday. We just sort of like hung out at the convention center, and then
looked at
Sunday. We went to the convention center later in the day because it was like...
Because we knew, like I said, we're not the type to stand in a line to spin a wheel and win a free bag or whatever. I don't care. So, and like all of, like, I don't know. There's like workshops and panels and stuff, and I did enjoy the one panel that I went to. But like...
Maybe going to some of the dance workshops I think would have been fun, but it's also like those are the kinds of things that you have to get there really early for because they do fill up, and I don't know, I'm just not a person who's like dedicated enough to do that. Like really the reason I'm there is to see 17, which isn't going to be until like 9 p.m. So
one more cool thing. I just want to plug them because it was a thing that we saw on Saturday. This amazing fan club.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Called SVT Carrots USA.
Yes,
on Instagram.
they're the unofficial Carrot fan club here in the U.S., and they stopped us on our way out of the convention center on Saturday, and they gave us these like beautiful little sunflower clips, and they gave us these 17 fan signs, and we took a little picture with their like Instagram cutout that they had. It was so cute, and they did an awesome job passing out their merch because Sunday when we came back, so they gave out these beautiful little like felt sunflowers for the You Make My Day, or for Oh My, and you could like clip them in your hair, you could clip them on your shirt, whatever. They had a little clippy on them, and on Sunday they were everywhere. Some people had like 2 in their hair. I saw so many people with it on their shirts or their hats or whatever. They were everywhere. It was so fun.
Yeah, they did a very good job.
They did a good job.
Proud of that fan project for sure. So Sunday, we brunched. We showed up late. We went to brunch and then we showed up late. Because,
we showed up real late.
What were you gonna do?
What did we do? We just like walked around the convention center.
We ran in real quick because I wanted to get
trendy sunglasses.
Inspired by Hyuna and the 8 from 17. I felt like I wanted some ridiculous, non-practical, trendy sunglasses. And I think I found a pair.
Yeah, Minghao has that effect on me too.
Yeah.
He's really making me rethink my fashion.
Right? So we did that like right as they were closing the convention floor. And then we went out to they have like a food street where they bring all these like food trucks of like Korean and Asian-ish like food trucks. And one thing that we always get at any Korean event, I got them when I was in Korea, is like spiral potatoes.
Yeah, they're the best.
They stretch out the potato on a stick and they fry it and they like roll it in like cheesy powder. It's the best.
It's so great. And it's like freshly made potato chips on a stick, basically. And it's delicious. So we got
It's
that
good every time.
And then we did like an entire lap around the outside of the Staples Center.
Because the line wrapped around like twice and we were just trying to find the end of the line.
Yeah, we kept asking different people and they were like, you can either get in this line or in this line. Meanwhile, they just pointed into the middle of crowds of people. So we're like, okay. So we just finally found a line and followed it until we got to the very end of it, which took us almost literally all the way around the convention center. And finally we made it into our seats.
But it was fun because we were walking against the crowd, and so everyone was looking at us, and we got a lot of, "Hey, I love your shirt! I love your shirt!" And we got to look at everyone else's shirts.
Yeah,
and it was great. And we passed this one girl in full Edon cosplay, and she looked amazing.
That was amazing. She even had the little piano.
Yeah, it was
that was
perfect.
great. Yeah, the fashion at KCON. I mean, we just said this, but like I feel like the fan-made fashion is like the funnest part.
It's just so fun. I love seeing like the things that people have like found or made, or like the fan inside jokes that people like choose to like, latch onto or whatever. To explain our outfits. I mean, there's pictures of all of this on Instagram. Our Sunday outfit, I went for a unicarrot. A unicarrot look. I made a shirt and it says "Hot Yuto, yeah, you want," which is a Pentagon inside joke. I hope some other universes know what I'm talking about. And then I did my makeup in the 17 colors of rose quartz and serenity. And then on my skirt, I had my carrot bong pin and my little sunflower that they gave us. And I was also wearing key socks because I needed key with me yesterday, I decided.
That's really cute.
And you looked cute as well, too.
Yeah, we didn't plan to wear the exact same outfit, but we did. We did. We both ended up wearing like the same style of skirt, and I had a 17 t-shirt that I like spent way too long being a perfectionist over when I was making it earlier this week, but it's just a white t-shirt that says Ming Hao, Ming Wai, Ming Hu, Ming Yu. And then I had my little ask me about Kpop button and my carrot bong button, and my sunflower in my hair, and I had pink and blue socks on. So just literally from head to toe, it was like all 17'd out. And I was I brought my 17 bag again, and
you looked
perfect.
Very cute. It was very cute. So, I mean, do we get into the concert now?
Yeah, I think so, because we're talking about Sunday, and like really the highlight of Sunday was the concert. Like that was the only reason that we went there pretty much. And the concert was amazing.
Yeah, we were so close.
Oh my God, our seats were incredible. They were incredible.
The ticket said row 8, but I counted, we were 6. Like there weren't a front 2 rows. Like we were only 6 seats back.
Yeah, so we were basically there's the stage that's right in the middle.
And it was weirdly shaped this year. The stage was kind of like a weird zigzag with like a big square in the middle and two little
lightning bolts like coming out into the sides, because this year for the first time they opened up the entire Staples Center. So it was like a theater in the round where the audience was on all sides of the stage. And so that worked, and that actually ended up working out really well.
Yeah, I think they made it work.
We lucked out and ended up on the side that the hosts and the MCs and most of the groups cheated as the front. And so we did see most of their faces, whereas maybe the other side of the stadium was mostly looking at their backs. But then every other song, the artists would change what the center was, so that so we would get every other one.
They were very diplomatic about it. I thought it was nice, because I was worried. I was like, what if we have to look at butts the whole time? But we only had to look at butts half the time.
Yeah, and not even fully half the time, because as I predicted, we were talking about this before the show, we were like, oh, what will they do? And I said they'll probably just, if they were true professionals and they knew that there was going to be a theater and, a stage in the round, then what they would really do is just change the blocking or the choreography of the dance, like changed their formations so that you were like facing all sides. And 17 did do that for several of their songs. We only saw the back of our dawn is the hottest, our summer's hotter than the dawn, whatever that fucking song is.
Or whatever.
That song that has the longest name. But they did it for Manse and for a few of their other songs.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. And anyway, they did a good job of cheating the blocking.
So the pre-show, I really wish I could remember this woman's name. I could probably look it up.
Yeah, she was great.
But this lady she had a violin and a loop machine, and she did some cool ass shit. There was one song where she just with her on her loop machine, she was tearing paper and making it into part of the beat. She was cool, and she did a medley of Twice and Icon and Red Velvet. She did
and BTS
her versions of things. She was cool. That was a good opener. But then so then the show really started. And the first group that we got to see was Dreamcatcher.
Yes. So Joshua and Vernon, as our resident English speakers, were the MCs for the evening.
Which we saw them waiting by the stairs to go on this,
because we were so close to the stage that we could see where, and in order to get onto the stage, it's just steps up from the ground area where all the standing room is. So you can just spot Joshua in the crowd. And he was so close to us. It was crazy. But anyway, so Joshua and Vernon were the MCs and Dreamcatcher came out first. They were great. I mean, not particularly my style of music. But they did an awesome job.
Yeah, they were killing it. They had cool red outfits, and they did that song where the girl makes the baton appear out of nowhere, and it was cool as shit.
Yeah, and the audience loved it.
Yeah, there were so many people there who were very hyped to see Dreamcatcher, which was cool.
Yeah, they were all about it. And then after Dreamcatcher was a group that I didn't know anything about, but they were called Impact. And this was a rookie boy group that came out, and one of them was shirtless. I sincerely applauded the fact that
I forgot that.
How?
I don't know. Too much other stuff happened.
But that was I was truly shocked. A rookie boy group to go to a show like KCON and come out without a shirt, come out topless. It's a bold move, is all I'm saying.
He did have a jacket on, though.
Yeah, he was wearing a matching jacket and jeans and with a whatever, just one of those.
And we were close enough to see the contouring on his abs.
Oh yeah, we could see the makeup on that stomach. But whatever, he did a great job. Good for him. I'm sure he was very nervous about it.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, so Impact came out. They did Dreamcatcher and Impact both did 2 songs maybe.
That sounds right. They would do they'd do a song facing us,
and then they
turn the lights on and be hey, here we're this group. And they also did a thing this year. I don't know if they did this last year because we didn't go to the concert last year.
The first year they did this, they definitely didn't do it.
Where they seem to have given the groups scripts of what they were going to say because they had English quote unquote subtitles on the jumbotrons.
Yeah.
So it was if anybody was improvising, that wasn't showing up on the screen, but it was they had each member of the group says a little thing are we all having so much fun? I mean Korean though, are we all having so much fun at KCON? Here comes our next stage, and then there was English on the which was cool and helpful, but it also made the whole thing feel they'd put a slight scripted awkwardness on top of everything already. But it probably helps because I feel some idol groups you could tend to panic when they have to do overseas shows. I don't want to I don't want to
Oh,
talk.
totally. Especially because so many of those groups don't have members where they speak English. And so Chungha had great English, so she spoke in English the whole time. And then obviously there's Joshua and Vernon that are English speaking members, and so they can sort of take the brunt of it. But a lot of those groups don't have anyone who speaks English, so I'm sure that was a huge load off of their mind that they could just have this prepared thing. And it kind of made it run almost more, it felt more like a music show.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Because it is. That's the thing about KCON is that it's technically an episode of M Countdown.
Right.
And they put them out as episodes of M Countdown.
Yeah, so it did feel very variety show production value of it. But anyway, so after Impact came out, then 17 came out and did a special stage. There were these... Oh, it shook me.
I wasn't
to my
ready.
Very core.
Not even a little bit.
No, I wasn't ready at all. We were just I think
Because we saw Mingyu. We were like, Mingyu's on the floor.
Yes, that's what I was just gonna say. Is like we were like Impact was leaving, and I just see Mingyu's head like waiting at the stairs, and I was like, oh my god, Mingyu's there. But he was the only one that I saw, and so I thought that maybe he was also gonna be an MC.
That like all of 17 was gonna come out between acts in different pairs.
Yeah, and they just like take turns,
know.
especially because Mingyu like was an MC for M Countdown or something for a really long time. Anyway, it was not. It was a 17 unit special stage. So that like first of all, curse you KCON for not releasing the actual like lineup of the show, because if I had gone to the bathroom during that moment or like gone to get myself a second glass of wine and had missed this special stage, I would have murdered someone.
Yeah.
Like I would have lost my fucking shit.
Yeah.
Because I almost lost it standing in the audience. Like, so 17 comes out, and they do, like I said, they did a unit special stage. So it starts out with the vocal unit like coming out from the middle of the stage, and they did my number one favorite vocal unit song, which is called Don't Listen in Secret. It's from their very first album, Going 17, and it's beautiful.
And you cried.
I 100% did, because that song makes me cry just listening to it. And they didn't even sing the whole thing, but like it got me. It was gorgeous. They were all wearing white and they looked so beautiful. And then they sank into the stage, and the hip hop unit came out, and they did a truly terrible song that I don't even know the title of. Hip hop unit doesn't always have my favorite songs.
But we had Mingyu and Coops on our side.
And then Wonwoo and Vernon were on the other side. Because so like the vocal unit was in the middle, like main stage, and then the hip hop unit came out on like the little leggies of the stage. And then after the vocal unit like dropped into the middle, then the performance team came out from the middle, and they did a song that I've recommended before and is my favorite performance team solo, which is Liliaba.
I can't believe I saw that with my own eyes. I still like. It was so great.
It was magical. That dance is my favorite of anything, and watching them do the entire thing is so exhausting. And they didn't even do the whole thing, but it was, oh my God, it was unbelievable. It was great. And then they disappeared into the floor, and we just like, boop, moved on. Like nobody said anything, and nobody acknowledged that it happened. It was just like, okay, that was great. And now Pentagon. That was a shock.
Yeah. I feel like I have to preface this part with like a lot of feelings.
That's okay.
Like
that's why I paused to give you the floor.
Thank you. So, if you didn't hear, only 8 members of Pentagon got to go to KCON. There are 10 members of Pentagon. If you don't know that,
if you don't know that, then you need to get your shit
to our
together.
show very well. But I had a lot of conflicting feelings about it like all weekend, because I had been so excited to see them for so long. And then it all just kind of felt tainted in a weird way, because I feel like now is my moment. When I put out my Edon and Hyuna special, I said, how long is it going to take me to regret this? And like, maybe now, like, just because I don't want people to like listen to that in the future and think that I'm like an insensitive asshole, because everything that happened after it has been so awful. And I was so happy when we recorded that episode, and like everything for them has like sucked from that moment on.
I know.
And I feel bad for like, because it sounds like I'm celebrating something that has like turned out to be like not so great. So what ended up happening, if you haven't been catching up, is Cube is basically like punishing Edon at this point. They can't do anything to Hyuna because she's Hyuna. But there was on Friday, like, this is crazy. All of this, it's been 11 days. Like, it feels like an eternity, but it's been 11 days since this news came out. But on Friday, there was the 1-year anniversary of the universe, the Pentagon fan club being a fan club, and they were gonna have this big fan club event, which was already weird because Yenan couldn't come because he's in China filming something, which again doesn't make sense because June and the 8 are also on that show and they were around.
Yeah, I will rant about the Chinese members in a moment.
But I digress. So it was already going to be weird, but then all of the fans were so upset about this dating news, and then it was like, oh, maybe they're mad, maybe it's for safety reasons, maybe he's being punished. It doesn't matter. He didn't get to go to the Universe birthday party, which everyone was already upset about. But then I heard tell on Saturday morning that like all the videos that they played at this Universe birthday thing, they cut him out like he doesn't exist.
That's so fucked up. Like, I kind of understand in one sense, and understand as in like, I recognize that this is a common move for K-pop companies, not understand as in like empathize with and think that this is the correct move. But like usually when something like this happens, the reaction of the company is to like deny and like remove until the audience forgets about it. So it does quote unquote like make sense for the company to have not allowed Edon to actually go to that event, even though it seems very unfair to me personally, like that he wasn't included in it. But it kind of makes sense, like, oh, you never know how the fans are going to react, and maybe there are people that are pissed or whatever, and they're going to like yell at him and make a scene, and that would just cause more bad press.
Right.
But to go so far as to like pretend he wasn't ever a part of the group, that's horrible and also terrifying to fans, because then that sets it up like, oh, are they kicking him out of the group?
Right.
Like, is that what's happening? They're trying to erase his existence entirely. Like, it's such a bad PR move. It's such a bad business plan. Like, it's
everything about it is very
horrible.
upsetting. But and from what I heard is that like even K Universes who were mad at him and did not want him at the thing were like distressed that they didn't put him in the videos. Like that was to them, that was too far. They just didn't want to see him because they were mad at him.
Yeah, they're like, we need a minute. But it's like you know what? I just don't want to talk about this right now, but I'm not breaking up with you, right? It's like, I just need to be alone. Like, I need to not look at your face for a minute, but I'm not going to kick you out of my house.
Right. But yeah, so that happened the day before they had to leave for this.
Yeah.
And there were also accounts that like members who are normally very tough were like openly sobbing. Like it just, the whole vibe was very bad. And I was feeling like very, very sad and very, just like very conflicted, because like I love Pentagon and I want to support Pentagon and I want them to feel loved, but it feels icky and yucky and bad. And I like don't want Cube to think that I'm okay with this, because I'm not. But like, so it was hard. And a lot of people, like, I don't want to project, but like a lot of fans were saying that like they looked sad and they looked tired, and like they did.
Yeah.
But
they definitely didn't have the same kind of energy that I think they usually have, which could have just been like that they have been working really hard, like promoting a variety of things, and then of course like traveling, whatever takes your toll. But I think there's definitely an emotional drain that has been happening, and the fact that like they weren't all together means they didn't have their full support system for each other, and like,
yeah,
poor baby.
So I went into the concert like with very, very mixed feelings, and it was odd. And it didn't lessen at all when, as soon as this 17 thing that like I wasn't prepared for, then all of a sudden the like banners, because there's LEDs that go all the way around, staples like on all the levels, and at KCON they use those to put the name of whatever group is performing at the time. So 17 like sinks back into the stage, and then all of a sudden it says Pentagon, and I'm like, wait, and then the spotlight comes up on a dude with a violin, and I was like, who is that guy?
Yeah.
And there was like a weird silence, like there was a weird murmur from the crowd of everyone being like, who is the violin guy? But then he started playing the na 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 na, because they needed to open the song different, because you know who opens Shine? Edon does. So, and then they also threw us off because we were looking at the violin guy, and where's Pentagon? In the audience.
Yes, so they split Pentagon up into two, since only 8 of them were there, they split them up into 4 and 4 and like had them in the standing room only. And so like after the violinist did the little introduction, then just like a spotlight came on the crowd, and you could like, what's going on? Oh shit, it's Hui. And then like whatever, they started singing the song, and it was very disconcerting the way that they started it off, only because like that 17 special stage came on, and then there's this random violin person that nobody recognizes. So we were all sitting there like, is this a special stage? Is this the real thing? Are they just coming out to do like a fun version of this song? What's happening?
But it was real. They were doing Shine for real. And everybody went crazy because all weekend long, if that song got played at any point on the convention floor, everyone was going bonkers because, as I've said, Song of the Year, like, Shine is the shit, and everyone loved it.
Yeah.
So
the
like,
number of times that we heard that song, like, it was stuck in my head all weekend long. It's stuck in my head right now.
Yeah. So, and then also very sweetly, all of the fandoms that had light sticks that can change color, like the carrot bongs and the twice bong or the candy bongs, and like all the groups that have light sticks that will change color, they all sweetly changed their colors to blue for Pentagon, which was really, really nice.
Yeah. I even saw some people that had these like big, they were KCON light sticks. Like it was just like a big plastic K, and you could change the colors, and a lot of them changed it to blue too.
Yeah, so that was really nice. They did Shine, and then they came out to talk, and they did, because there were like segments sometimes with like videos, so they did like you voted on what Pentagon song you want to hear, and it showed the choices, and Like This was third choice. Come on. I started to boo, but then I was like, no, don't boo. That's not, I was just like upset because like this is my favorite. But they did, but Hui and Gino sang like the chorus. Oh, and it was the shit. But I was really upset because I love Like This. But then they did Beautiful, and a lot of universes were getting very emotional. Like I wasn't ready for that one. They sounded amazing though. And then they closed it out with Runaway, which was really, really great. I love Runaway. They did that one away from us, so I got to see it like just from the back.
Yeah.
You can see some Pentagon butts on our Instagram because I could only see the back of
You
them.
know, it was kind of cool seeing some of the dances from the back, especially for groups like Pentagon and 17 because of the way that you could see the formations. I honestly, like from a nerdy dancer perspective, like really enjoyed seeing the back view of the dances.
And I also noticed in a couple of groups, if they had choreography where people like run to or face the back, those people were taking moments to like heart signs or whatever to the people they were facing, because like they normally do that to a wall. Yeah. But there were people, so they like took the time to do it. So that was Pentagon stage. It happened too early. I wasn't ready.
And it happened so fast. And they
So
were just
fast.
like, hello, goodbye. And then we moved on. And who came out next?
This is where our list gets complicated because we really. We might
confession
be,
time is that even though as of this recording, we saw this concert literally yesterday.
It hasn't even been 24 hours. It was still happening. Like
we can't remember the
total.
we can't totally remember the order. So after Pentagon, I'm gonna blame Pentagon. Like the shock of the 17 special stage and Pentagon was so much that our brains were scrambled like from after Pentagon left until Newest W came on the stage.
I can't
and
remember
Newest
the
W
order.
was the second to last group. So just take that, like take everything that we're about to say before
If
Newest
you were
with
there,
a little asterisk, like maybe our order is wrong.
If you were there and you're like, hey, that's not the order, like, yeah we know.
But so anyway, but I do know for a fact that this guy June came out before Chungha because I left during June, and when I came back, Chungha was on the stage. So I know that for a fact.
So we can probably maybe just guess that June
was next. And June is a guy, his name is June Curry-on. Well, that's not his real name.
That's his Instagram.
But that's his like YouTube handle or whatever. He's from a group that we mentioned before, which is actually a K-pop parody group called Boys Generally Asian. And he has since made like sort of a K-pop debut of his own.
As like an actual.
Yeah, as an actual singer and as a solo artist. So he came out and did I Don't Know because I left to get another glass of wine.
It was, I mean, he had like a lot of backup dancers is what I remember about it. Because I also took that moment to upload things to the Instagram and wait for you to come back with wine. But I like remember there being a lot of backup dancers, but also I was impressed with him because he was doing his little single and it was like he was facing us and he did a dance with like 3 boys and then he turned this way and some girls came up the stairs and they did something and then he turned that way. Like he did his whole performance in a circle. Like he made a good thing. And I saw a lot of people tweeting at him that apparently he did the pre-show last year. So people were like very proud of him for getting like bumped up to the real stage. But he only got to do that one.
Oh, okay. He only did one song. That's
and he didn't
why
even talk.
The turnaround happened so
He
fast.
came out and he did his song and he walked off. He didn't even do, hey, I'm June, thanks for, like, he was out, in and out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So that's why, because I was surprised when I was walking back and I heard Love You by Chungha. I was like, oh my God, that was so fast. And I thought at first maybe that she was on stage with him because it is a partner dance. And so I was like, oh, well, maybe they are doing
Turned
like
it into a
another
special
special
stage.
stage or whatever. Special stages really threw a wrench into our expectations. But so anyway, so that guy came out. Neither of us really paid attention to him. Then Chungha came out. And she did Love You and Roller Coaster.
Yes.
So she did Love You facing us and then turned around to do Roller Coaster. And she was fantastic.
She was amazing.
Yeah, she was
wearing this
incredible.
really cute, like tiny, I couldn't even tell if it was like a leotard or a dress, but something incredibly small and white. And then it had like,
she was
flapper
wearing
girl.
Yeah, she was wearing like a
whiffies.
little it had like little spaghetti straps and it was like a feather flapper girl
Feathers, that's the word I was looking for.
top. And then she had little white shorts on and these like cute strappy sandals. And she sounded amazing. She sang live. Her dancing was perfect. Like her backup dancers did a great job. She, like I said earlier, spoke really great English. And so all of the like talking that she did was in English. And she was just personable and adorable and great.
She was really cute. And then as soon as she finished her little set, they brought up Vernon and Josh came back, and then they brought
and
up
kept her on the stage.
and then they brought up From Us9, which is a rookie girl group. And they had From Us9 and Chungha. They like, on this video screen, they put like a very, like a fake random thing generator, like, ooh boy. And it was like, they had to do like, sing a ballad, like show us a cover dance challenge, like, put on a Red Velvet song or whatever.
Yeah, they did a random play. That was one of the games. They
sang, that's how,
ballad battle or something, battle of the ballads or whatever. And so Chungha sang like a little ballad, and then one of the girls from Us9 sang a bit of a Sam Smith song.
Yeah.
And then they did their random play dance challenge, and then they did one other game. But I can't remember the third one.
I can't remember it either.
They definitely did a third one, though, didn't they?
I swear they did, but I don't remember.
Maybe something with the audience? No, that was 17.
No, Newest did that too.
Oh, yeah, the posing one.
Yeah.
That was super
I don't
cute.
know. There must have been a third. But it was just like
Anyway.
a cute little like get to know you thing. And then Chungha, Josh, and Vernon left, and From Us9 got to have their stage after
Yes,
that.
and they did 2 songs, I believe.
That sounds right. 3.
No, they did 3. They did 3 because I remember being surprised that Chungha didn't do as many songs as they did. They did more than.
Yeah, because I
Chungha
wanted
did.
to hear Why Don't You Know? And I just got Love You and which is fine. Love You and Roller Coaster are great.
Yeah.
But she has one other single, and I thought we'd get to hear it. But yeah, From Us9 did like their newest song, and then they did that 2 Heart song that I know, and then they did their pre-debut song Out on the Wing where we were, and they were so good. They
were
like,
great. They were great.
these new girl groups, especially the ones that dress cutesy, like G-Friend and stuff, they can dance. Like they do complicated, like somehow really like feminine and like flowy, but also like very striking and like
very
precise.
synchronized and
Yes.
precise and like complicated choreography while also being very feminine and dainty. And
Their
so they
skirts
looked
were
very
perfect.
light.
They had so many layers and like flowed so nicely.
Yeah.
And Angelica noticed that they were all wearing little white heels of different heel lengths so that they would look.
That's how fucking close we were, people.
Yeah,
I could notice. Not only did I notice the makeup contours on that boy's abs, I also noticed the heels of varying heights. That one girl with the auburn hair was hella tall.
Yeah, that poor girl. They
was
had her in the
practically wearing
smallest
flats.
heels, but she
and
still
she
was so
still
much
taller than the rest of them. That poor girl. But anyway, yeah, they had these cute little like character shoes almost in each one so that they could all be the same height. They like all had their different heels. And they were so cute.
Yeah, they were super
Their
cute.
style of K-pop is not really like my personal taste. I don't think that I would listen to their music or like buy their music off, outside of this, but I thoroughly enjoyed their performance.
I
They
listen
were
to
great.
their music. It's exactly my type. Like in the Venn diagram of me and Angelica's K-pop tastes, like girl groups like that are on
your side.
my piece only.
So From Us9 came out, and then the brand new love of our lives, Roy Kim, came out on the stage. And let me tell you, I was not prepared to have my breath taken away.
Oh, yeah.
But, oh, baby, was it.
She was fully in love by the end of the like first
Fully
song.
in love. Fully. He was so beautiful. His eyeshadow was perfection.
Perfect.
It was like very subtle, but also
Kinda
like
peachy
glittery.
and brown and
He
so
was just
nice.
so he had like a 5 o'clock shadow, and he played the guitar, and oh my God, he was so pretty.
He was so pretty. And the second song he did was Blower's Daughter by Damien Rice. And I had a very good laugh because that was like the song on my makeout mix in high school. Like
It is like a quintessential early 2000s makeout playlist. For
Damien
sure.
Rice. And then at one point, was it during or after the song? But there was one point where it was like just quiet enough that there was a girl who screamed with all of her might, "You're so beautiful!"
It was me. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't, but it could have been.
But she got me.
She spoke for all of us in that moment.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. So that was like an interesting, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't like prepared to like, because it was like dude came out with an acoustic guitar like, oh boy, like let's all take a nap.
What's this gonna be? And also, to be honest, like I had no idea who Roy Kim was ahead of time, so I didn't know what to expect from him. And in return, my heart was stolen.
Yeah. So he
and in return, I was attacked. But anyway, so he came out and he was great. And then they did their last special stage, which was so. This was really weird because in this special stage, they like introduced this theme.
Oh,
I
at
guess.
the beginning of the show, they played a video
of
where
Momoland.
Momoland opened up a magical map of KCON World.
Yeah, so it was like a weird like Disneyland themed like map. And so like Momoland like opens up this map that is animated in the video, and it has like different parts or whatever,
Yeah,
like
it was
different
like dance center and like meditation tree and like it was
all
weird.
these like random things that aren't real places in KCON. So that it seemed like a misstep in a lot of
Right.
ways. But one of the places on the map at the beginning that they don't really talk about, but they just like show it on the map, is called the Midnight Fantasy Garden. And so then after Roy Kim came out, Josh and Vernon came out, and they were standing in the middle of the audience. And I was like, what the fuck? They could have been standing right next to me, and I would have
But they
lost
picked the other side of
my
the
mind.
stadium.
Yeah, of course they picked the other side of the stadium, but it's fine, whatever. Anyway, so they came out and they said quite possibly the worst line I've ever heard an MC say, which was Vernon saying that they were going to take us to the Midnight Fantasy Garden where lovely ladies turn sexy.
Yeah.
And it was so cringy. It was so cringy.
It was very cringe. It was like, it was very obvious that Josh and Vernon did not read their cue cards. And also they might have handed them the wrong ones because at the very beginning of the show, Vernon was like, "Are you ready to see Twice?" And the audience was like,
No.
Because that was the night before.
He said Twice and Momoland,
Yeah.
and they both played the night before, and we were like, wait.
I think they gave them the wrong cards. But yeah, so Midnight Fantasy Garden, right? Is that-
Yes, Midnight Fantasy Garden was the segment. So then the 3 like female acts came out to do like a special stage, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Poor intro, cool stage.
Cool thing.
Yeah. So it was Dreamcatcher, and they did Havana, and they did that first, right?
Yes.
So Dreamcatcher came out, they had different outfits, and they went to like the stage
They were on
that
the
was
farthest corner
away
from
from
us.
us. They went on like one of the little side leggies, like all the way to the other side. And they did like a short clip of Havana. And then From Is 9 came out, and they were on the like outside leg toward us. And they did a short dance to Missy Elliott's Where They From.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chungha appeared like from the middle of the stage.
with her like her boy dancer that she has.
Yeah,
for Love
one of her
You.
boy dancers for Love You, and they did a partner dance to Ariana Grande's God Is a Woman, and it was sexy
Oh my
as
God, it
all
was so
hell.
cool.
Oh my God,
Everyone
it
was freaking out.
fantastic. All 3 of them did a really good job too, especially because like at least Dreamcatcher and Fromis 9 like don't have a very sexy image.
Yeah.
And so they did an awesome job.
Yeah, it was a really fun, like, little thing to just, like, I liked that it was, like, a girls-only special stage and that they, like,
Yeah, I
all got
liked
to
that
do
too.
something fun. So that was really neat. And then
And the Newest W
Newest
came
W.
out. Yeah, so Newest W is a subunit of Newest because Newest is a 5-member boy group and one of their members is currently in 101. And so Newest W is the remaining 4 members waiting.
W stands for waiting, which makes me want to cry so much.
I know. It's also waiting for 101. There's like so many reasons that that W works, but it is thoroughly depressing that that's what it stands for. Regardless, they came out and they were great.
Their
They were
fans
awesome.
were flipping out. Like, I felt out of it because, like, I know I've heard Newest songs before, but I, like, the way that people were reacting to them, I was like, oh, I think I missed something.
I know.
here.
I didn't realize that they were that popular either. Like, I have a list of songs that, like, because I'll listen to essentially like a Pandora like shuffle playlist of songs that maybe I don't know all of them. And every time Newest comes on, I almost always love the song. So I like keep a running list of like songs to find later on. And so I have a really long list of Newest songs that I thoroughly enjoy, but I don't actually know anything about them. So I was surprised that they had so many fans, and there were fans with like official light sticks. There were 2 different light sticks.
They made Newest W light sticks.
Yeah. They weren't Newest light sticks. They were specifically for this subunit, which I found very surprising. Because I guess they're a big fucking deal, and I just didn't know. But they were great. They were really good. And they, during one of their talking segments, played a game, like a very variety show style game, where they did a pose challenge with the audience.
Oh my God, it was so funny.
Oh, it was so cute. So they would like on the Jumbotron, like one of the cameras was on one of the members, and then the other camera would be like finding somebody in the audience, and they'd have to pose together.
Like
and
doing
so,
half of the heart
Yeah.
or like whatever. But so many of the people on the screen were just like flipping out about being on the screen, and like everyone was like yelling, like, move your hands. Like they weren't.
Yeah, they weren't doing the
poses.
pose. I know one of the members was standing there with like half of his heart for so long, and the girl was just dancing the whole time. But the very last girl nailed.
They
the
were
hand
like, you
heart.
pick your pose, and
got
she
it.
did little hand heart.
Yeah.
And she figured out because it was like mirrored, and then she got it just right, and everybody cheered so
Yeah,
loud.
it was great. But they did maybe like 3 songs, I guess.
Yeah,
and
3 or
then
4.
Yeah, 3 or 4. I don't know any of the newest songs in order to be able to tell you which ones they did, but I can tell you that they were fantastic. They were sexy and like slick R&B. They had like different suits. They all looked great.
One of them is really, really hot.
I think several of them are pretty
Okay.
good looking, actually. There was one of them had like a choker and he looked really cute. And then there was another one that was like standing close to us and he was very pretty too.
Oh, that's true. I'm looking at them now.
And then there's that little
That
one
that
that looks like
Luhan.
Luhan. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But they have a song out right now called Deja Vu that has like the slickest bass line in it ever. So
Oh
like,
yeah, that was great. I think that was like the first song that they
think
did,
so.
and it was fantastic. They did a really good job. I liked them a lot, enough to like then want to learn more about them later.
Yeah. So that was News W.
That
And
was
then-
Newest W, and then last,
And then
but
people
certainly
get into
not
Twitter.
least.
There's no one else left. Like,
Yeah, we all
asked the
knew.
girl in front of. Wait, there's no one else left, right? Like,
You know, I just said it out loud. I was like, so 17 is the only one left, right? And the girl in front of us, who was there by herself, I'd like to add, turned around and just went, yes, they're the only ones. And I was like, this girl gets
let's
it.
go. I will say before we get to 17, because this is when we did stand up, I like want to thank, but also I'm a little, I'll explain. They told us at the beginning not to like stand up.
They had rules,
They were
very
like, don't
strict
stand up,
concert
don't
rules.
take pictures, and don't excessively cheer, which I thought was really weird.
Yeah.
But in other sections, I was looking across, and in other sections, whole sections were standing up. But our section, I guess, just decided to be polite. And I think that's one of those concert things where it's like someone has to decide to stand up, and then the rest of the group will decide to stand up.
Yeah.
So like during Pentagon, I stayed in my seat. Yuto was in front of me, and I wanted him to see my shirt, and I wanted to make eye contact with him, but I was just like, I wouldn't stand up. I didn't want to do it. They told us not to, and no one else was standing up. But I was bouncing so hard in my chair. I have weird bruises on the back of my thighs now.
You did that to yourself when we saw Shiny
I
at the Hollywood Bowl.
because I need to be standing or I'll grip the chair like a crazy person. So when 17 came out, we all did finally stand up in our section. Everybody.
No one was going to tell me to sit down during 17. I was also on the aisle and fully prepared to like stand in the stairs themselves.
See, that's good because I remember 2 years ago going into the aisle to try to do the G-Friend dance and getting yelled at by a security person for dancing in the aisle. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, we don't do that here.
Yeah, I know. I was prepared to take on either audience members complaining that I'm standing in front of them or security guards telling me I couldn't be in the stairs. But nobody complained at all because I stood up as soon as 17 came out. I feel like before they were even fully out, I was already like, yes, let's go. But yeah, they came out, and of course, they started with Oh My. That was fantastic.
Did they come up out of the floor? Did they like raise them out of the floor?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yes, they did because Onwoo was already outside of the thing because like basically when they bring someone up out of the floor at the Staples Center, they bring the like jumbotron. The jumbotron in the middle of the stage is like a circle that hovers over the middle of the whole stadium, and they drop it down to the stage to like basically cover up the hole in the stage. So they had dropped it down really close to the stage, and Onwoo was standing in front of it, and then it raised up, and so the song started with. And you could only see Onwoo on the stage, and he was doing his little like video game thing.
Yeah.
And then the thing went up, and they were all standing there in formation.
Oh, right. And I have to note, because they were all in the floor, Hongsuk from Pentagon and Chungha got to introduce them as other English speakers to be around to do that, since 17 had to be in the floor. Yes, so they came out.
They came out of the floor, and they did Oh My, and I'm sorry, wait, I have to look up the title of the song because it's going to bug me if I keep saying it wrong.
I'm pretty sure it's Our Dawn is Hotter Than the Day, but...
Very close. Our Dawn is Hotter Than Day.
Oh.
No Thee. But anyway, so they did Oh My and Our Dawn is Hotter Than Day, which are like the two songs that they've been promoting on all of the music shows so far. So they did those two, and then they said their little speech. Where
and is
they were
that
like,
when
hello.
they played their little gamey?
Mm-hmm. That's when they played their game, which they had certain members do certain things, right? So like...
Hoshi did Aegyo.
Hoshi did Aegyo. Dokyum
June had to do the In My Feelings challenge.
Yes, that's right. June had to dance to that Drake song. Dokyum had to do something. What did he do?
What did he do?
He went first.
Wow.
Was he one of the ones who did the dance? Maybe he was one of the ones who did the dance. No. Because Uji did something too.
Wow. I don't remember.
I don't either.
I'm really not
Anyway,
remembering.
they played some game.
They made them like do little things.
Yeah, they made Hoshi do
exciting.
Aegyo. They made June dance the Drake song, and then they did like an audience couple dance thing.
Oh my
Where they
God.
had 3 members on screen, and then like another person came on the screen. So like I know that Uzi was one of the ones
The
who
girl
did the
that
couple
he
dance.
got, they were like they
were like grinding. It was
going
really
for it.
funny.
It
That
super
was
cute.
great.
And Mingyu got a kid.
Mingyu got a little girl, which I will say I was bitter that the camera guy didn't find me for that.
I know
because
your
I had
shirt
the
was so
perfect shirt,
perfect.
and I know that camera guy saw me because I was in the
You were
aisle
right
and I
there.
made eye contact with him. But it's fine.
We
the
gotta
little
watch-
girl was very cute.
We got to watch the stream. We could have showed up on the video. We don't know.
That's true. We could have. But anyway, so like a couple of the members did this like cute little dance, and then they did Very Nice.
Which I died. That's my favorite
Yeah.
17 song. So
That
I was
was fantastic.
really excited to see that in person.
Yeah, they did nice, and they did that facing us, which
Yes.
was nice because that is a dance where like the formation matters. But then they didn't even what I was saying earlier was that I predicted that 17 would be able to like figure out how to
Turn.
like adequately and appropriately use a round stage, and I was right because they're amazing. And so during Nice, like in the part where Jonghan is singing and they come in from this da-na-na-na-na-na,
Yeah.
da-na-na-na-na-na, that part. And that's where they sort of broke from the regular choreography, and then they sort of used it as one of those songs where they like run around
Yeah.
and sing and make eye
And
contact
DK
with
got
everybody.
really crazy.
Yeah, of course.
And he did cute. Like he him and Hoshi were playing like a fake fight.
They were hamming it up,
They got nuts.
having a great time like they would normally do at one of the end of their concerts. And then they finished with Manse, which was amazing. I did not think that they were going to sing that song, and I can't believe that I got to see them do it live. And for that performance, they did a really awesome job of like shaking up the formations and choreography so that every single side of the audience was able to see.
And by the
some of
last chorus,
members.
they just made a big out-facing circle. Took Manse.
Yeah, instead of being in a clump and like turning around, they were just on a circle. And then as the very finale, they just had everybody come back out to wave and say goodbye.
And they blew confetti in the air, and we were all so happy.
Yeah, and it was
I
amazing.
clearly screamed a lot.
Yeah, I did as well, but I sound better than you do.
I can't. I think the lady next to me kind of hated being next to me, but I needed to get it out.
It's okay. I think that she was having a great time. She was singing along to so many people. I was very impressed. She was an older mother who was there with her daughter, who had like a really adorable custom-made Hoshi shirt. And they were just singing along.
They were having fun, but I just could feel that she didn't like like in her ear like the whole time. But I was,
You told her!
yes. I was like screaming all the songs, and I was jumping the whole time, and it was so much fun. I love K-pop concerts.
K-pop concerts are the best, and I like cannot wait to see an actual concert, because I mean, you went to the GOT7 tour, which was like a fantastic experience, and all of the K-pop shows I've ever seen have been these like fun little compilation shows, which are great, and I am like very blessed and happy that I've gotten the opportunity to go to those. But I really want to see like a show that is, like Just 17, like Just Shining, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want to see one of their tours.
Well, I think we've like pinky sworn that to be like a goal for the rest of this year or whatever, is just keep an eye out for like who's coming on tour, and like if we got to go to San Francisco, if we got to go to Chicago, if we got to make a little trip, like
if we have to go all the way to Toronto, so be it.
We should go, because I did enjoy that GOT7 concert, and I was sad that I had to go alone, but like it's fun to go to like a solo show,
especially if they went to like Mexico City. That's not that far away.
Yeah, we'll just keep an eye on all the tours. So that was our KCON recap. We had a lot of fun, and like I sincerely hope that all of our listeners like get to go someday, because they do.
Yeah.
They have KCON all over the world. It's not just an LA, New York thing. Like it happens all over the world, all year long. I think if you are a K-pop fan, and especially a lot of you guys write into us a lot and say like, I never get to talk to anybody about K-pop in my whole life, and like I listen to this podcast because it makes me feel like I have people to talk to and whatever. Like I think KCON is like a good goal if you're looking for like something to save up for or something to like look forward to. Like try to make it to a KCON one year, because like there's something very comforting about just being surrounded by your people. Like,
yeah, it's really fun. It's really easy to meet people. Like we ended up making friends with some girls in line when we were waiting to get into the convention center on Saturday, that we later, because they like asked us about our bags. And so we just sort of struck up a conversation, and we ended up seeing them literally all weekend. Like we would run into them everywhere. But people are always really friendly. They're like super excited to talk to you about the things that they love, because just by being there, they know that you love them too.
Yeah.
And there's so many fun workshops and stuff. And like, honestly, the merch booths like weren't that impressive this year. Last year they were better. That is where I got my Chanyeol pillow after all. But I mean, even just going to the convention and not going to the concert's amazing. But like last year we went to the convention and we didn't go to the concert, and we still had a great time.
Yeah.
So if you get the opportunity to go, especially if you're someone who doesn't know a lot of people who share this interest of yours, like KCON's a great time.
Yeah, definitely. So thanks to KCON for giving us 3 solid years of memories. Can't wait for next year.
Yeah.
And
as they say at KCON, you're never too old to fangirl.
You're never too old to fangirl. So we will be right back with our random game. And we're back. And we're very excited about the group that got chosen for us this week because this is a group that we love to we love them and we love to joke about them, and
we just
the idea of them makes me happy.
Yeah, I love them so much. I'm so glad that we got this group.
So the group is Surprise.
Yeah, okay. So that was anticlimactic because it's a group that is technically pronounced surprise. We call them Five Prize or Fur Prize because it's spelled with the number 5 instead of a capital S. So it's just surprise, but it's a 5 URPRISE. So we call them Five Prize or Fur Prize.
Because it's funnier.
Because it's funnier and because they are a truly terrible idol group.
Yeah. No, they're not good idols. So we'll explain.
Yeah.
Surprise is made up of 5 actors.
Yes.
They are actors first and foremost.
And they are not, weirdly enough, they're not known as an idol group. They are known as an actor group. So they made their debut as a group of the 5 of them as Fur Prize. And they debuted as they were, what am I trying to say? They debuted on a show called After School Lucky or Not, which was like a 12-episode mini drama that was on it was like an internet show basically.
Yeah, it was like
for it on your phone.
It says just for smartphones and tablets. Like it was like a phone
but
drama.
It wasn't like, oh, this is a drama starring this person and this person. It was like, this is a drama starring Surprise. This group of
Surprise.
5 boys. So the 5 boys are So Kang-jun, Gong-myun, Yoo-il, Kang Tae-oh, and Lee Tae-hwan. They are all beautiful.
Yeah.
And 2 of them are our most favorite actors.
I love Kang-jun so much, and I love Gong-myun so much.
Oh my God. Gong-myun was the reason that Key is the reason I started watching Drinking Solo, but Gongmyun is like the reason I loved and also hated Drinking Solo
because he second lead syndrome.
Second lead syndrome, but also like, dear God, he's beautiful and his smile lights up the whole darn world, and I just love him so much. Gongmyun also has a brother in NCT, and he was on one of the final seasons of We Got Married, a show we've mentioned many times. And Kangjun was also on a show that we've mentioned before called Roommate, which is a reality show of a bunch of different stars,
famous people living together. And it's funny that you bring that up because we learned in the first episode of Roommate when they went to everybody's houses that at the time of the first season of Roommate, all of Surprise lived in a room that's as big as the one we're in right now, which is not those poor boys.
Oh my God.
They
lived in a 1-room apartment and they only ate ramen and they were so poor and they all slept on the floor in a line. And I remember when Kangjun came into the roommate house and he was in awe. It was those movies where little orphan Annie goes into the mansion for the first time and her eyes are really wide. That was Gongmyun's internal monologue the entire. Thank you. What did I just? I just combined the 2.
You got excited.
Kangjun's internal monologue the entire time he was wandering around the roommate house. He walked into his room and there were bunk beds and his roommate was like, "Oh, do you mind? I'd really prefer to have the lower bunk." And Kangjun was like, "We get real beds?" Oh my God.
I don't have to sleep on the floor with 4 other people. But then, fortunately, in later years, we saw on a We Got Married episode that they do have their own apartments now. And they're nicely sized apartments. And I'm pretty sure that they're all doing fine. If you are a K-drama watcher, you know all of these guys. They're around.
And they are still a group. And this is a very strange group because, like I said, they do promote themselves as a group, as a unit, but they also the music they make is very secondary. They promote themselves as a group of actors, so they are still together, I guess you could say. They don't live together anymore, but they do. They're everywhere.
You can see them if you would like to see something recent. They played just versions of themselves on Netflix's Korean variety whatever romp
Whatever
show
it is.
called Busted.
Yes, that show Busted. It has Sehun on it from EXO, and then like a bunch of other recognizable Korean variety faces. If you're like into Running Man and shows like that, you will definitely recognize a lot of this cast. And it's sort of like the concept is like an escape room, like detective agency sort of, and so. Keep calling them Surprise. Surprise was on the show, and they were all playing themselves in the sense that they used their real names.
They used their real names, and
but
they were
are
like, "We're a
playing,
group.
like, yeah.
We're practicing to be a group called Surprise."
Yeah.
But the whole show is very odd because it's like not scripted, but also everyone's supposed to be in character.
But you
so
do
they
have a
like
character,
so it
yeah.
makes it odd. But anyway,
But the boys of Surprise, being actors, were very good at that. Like
Yeah.
the variety show hosts of Busted really don't get it very well.
yeah, they have a hard time.
But these actor boys were great.
They did a good job at being the murder suspects or whatever in that episode.
But I am very excited to watch whatever music
Yeah,
video we
so
end
let's
up
get into
watching,
it.
because I remember like when we found out that Surprise was a thing,
Yes.
we were like very excited
Because we were watching Drinking Solo and we were like, what? This guy's in an idol
and
group.
I was like, oh my God, I can see more of him. Like, thank God. Like, show me shirtless dancing. Let's go. And like, I remember we watched whatever we watched of theirs, and
it's
it was
probably going to be this one. And we're
terrible,
gonna be
sad,
disappointed.
slow ballad, and it was just awful. We were like, ooh, babies, you should stick to acting. But they do, so no worries.
So that's probably what we're going to watch now. But their most popular video is called From My Heart. It has 2 million views and it is from 2014. So, yeah, I remember this one. Let's, here we go.
Wait. Before we do, actually, let's see. How much music have they actually produced?
Not much.
1, 2. Okay, they have 3, perhaps EPs.
2 Japanese.
Yeah, 2 Japanese. So really only 1 Korean album, and that came out
in 2014, the one we're going to
2014.
watch.
Okay,
so here we go. Surprise From My Heart. Okay, Gongmyeon is in a motorcycle jacket. Someone has a butt. Oh, God, they're all so pretty.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so they're all getting together in like a weird truck.
Pocky.
It's a girl at a cafe.
Cleaning up Campbell's soup and Perrier water.
Oh, now she's on the back. No, maybe that's a different person.
That's a boy.
Oh, it's a boy. That's
it's
one of the other members.
2
oh, right.
prizes.
He just had such a pretty face that when all you could see
they're
was
all
the helmet.
so gorgeous.
Like...
They all have the same like idol. They all have the same drama lead haircut. They're all in motorcycle jackets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shake that hair out.
They're all wearing leather jackets.
Wow, they're all so beautiful.
I know. This music video is just like, you know, it looks like the behind the scenes of a magazine photo shoot.
Because
like,
they're all just smiling.
They're just smiling and looking at each other and like holding things. Oh yeah, I feel you, girl. The girl in the cafe just looked up and was like, who are these 5 beautiful men walking and why are they together?
Oh, they set up a circus. They pulled the circus out of the back of their truck.
Oh,
they're
is that the
circus
concept
boys.
of this? That
Yes,
they're circus performers?
boys.
Dear.
They're carnies. These hot guys are
I was
carnies.
gonna say, these boys are too hot to be carnies. Look at that face. There's a clown. Come on.
Okay, people
no
have
one's
come
buying
to the
this.
circus now, including the girl.
Yeah. That cafe girl was like, oh, you hot boys have a carnival? I will be there.
Every single shot of this music video is at least 75% speed. It's like all in slow-mo because the pretty boys are just like turning
Yeah, and they're just
and
like
doing bad
doing
magic slowly.
And a clown is making really big bubbles.
Confetti, that's their magic? Wow. But everyone's so impressed because they're
Everyone's
pretty.
so impressed. All they have to do is stand there and they're impressive.
Oh, the girl is sad.
Oh,
she has a
she
present.
wants to give them a present. But which one? Oh, she just leaves it there. Ugh, now they're doing that terrible thing I hate where they're showing the girl with all of the members. They're like giving the girl
She
a
doesn't. She
solo
can't get
shot
all
with
of them.
each
That's
one.
not fair.
That's what I'm saying. This one lover per group trope never works out well. What's in the box?
I don't think we're gonna get to see what's in the box.
Come on.
Oh, Kongjun, please just look in my eyes forever.
I like that he's the last one.
Yeah. Well,
He's the
he's
star.
very pretty. Oops, accidentally started the video over again. No. We're okay, thank you.
They're so pretty, but their music's such a snooze.
They're very pretty. I need to look it up because I haven't started it, but where is it? Oh, Kongjun's on a drama right now called Are You Human? Or What's a Human Anyway? Dramas always have different titles, but everybody really likes it. I haven't started it yet, but I think he plays an android in it. Someone's sexy android boyfriend, so
Nice.
need to check that one out.
I need to find more of Gong Myung's work. because
I
his
started
face-
Bride of the Water God or whatever that one he was in.
No, but he's the second lead in that one too.
I know. That's
I
his-
need to see my baby being the hero.
being the hero.
Because even in his We Got Married season, like he was constantly being made a fool of, or like making a fool of himself.
That's
I know,
his thing.
but he's so beautiful. Like he's
I know.
just a prince.
I know.
I need him.
He'll get his lead role someday, probably. Well, anyway, that was surprise. Surprise.
Pretty
all right.
to look at. Not much else.
Well, that was fun. It's so good to have you back here. I feel like warm and good and happy. Like this is how it's supposed to be. So, do you have a recommendation? We haven't heard from you in forever, so whatever you pick is going to be fun.
Yes, I do have a recommendation. Perhaps not surprisingly, it is of 17 because I have, since I've been here, the last time I was here, I now own literally all of their albums. I own their entire discography. I don't even own SHINee's entire discography, and I own all of 17's.
Wow.
I will say, in my defense, 17's is smaller than SHINee's, but I own it all. So I'm going to recommend a song off of their newest album, which is called You Make My Day. That's the name of the album. That's the album that has Oh My on it. And I'm going to recommend the song Moonwalker. The album is really cool because, like, just reading the title tracks, you wouldn't know this, but only 2 of the songs have all of the members, and the other 3 songs are unit solos. So, like, one of the songs is just the vocal team, one of them is just the hip-hop team, and one of them is just the performance team. And all of the songs in this album are great. I should just recommend
it's
this
good.
entire album.
It's
because
not,
it's
and
really
it's not
good.
long. It's a
only 5
little
songs.
mini, and
It's
they're
only
all
5.
good.
They're all great from beginning to end, but I'm going to recommend Moonwalker because it's weird, and it's really catchy, and I can't wait to see the dance to it.
Yay, that's a good one. Mine is based in ridiculous guilt and weird feelings, and I don't even know what. But my recommendation this week is the song Purple by Hyuna and Edon from Hyuna's album from last year. This is a song I heard a million billion times and never thought twice about until 11 days ago. And then my mind exploded. It's very, very clearly an incredibly honest song. Edon says in the chorus, they won't know what, people who listen to this song won't know what we're talking about. But I don't care.
It's basically a confession song.
It's a confession song. And they say in the song, upwards of 8 times, I will, what is it? I will swear eternity to you in front of God. They say that so many times.
Yeah, and part of the chorus is just saying in front of God over and over.
And when they did it in concert, they would link arms and walk. It's ridiculous. But
maybe they're already married.
That's what I'm holding on to, because that's really easy to do in Korea. You just go to an office and you write it down on a piece of paper and no one has to know shit. Like, it's very easy to do. So anyway, I've just been telling myself, because I'm really, really sad, and it like everything feels really shitty and it feels like it will never end, but it's also only been like 11 days. So like, who knows, everyone might be over this in a week, but like I just keep telling myself that like their love is true and pure and good, and like at least there's that. So listen to Purple, and look at the lyrics and then just cry, because love is real and it's good. But yeah, that's it for this week, and we'll be back next week. And you can find us as always at AMA Kpop Pod on Twitter and Instagram, amakpoppod.tumblr.com for links, and amakpoppod@gmail.com. And also, when I told y'all at the end of the weird breaking news bonus episode, I made us a YouTube channel so I could put up my silly compilation video of my Edon and Hyuna video, which at the moment is getting about 1,500 views an hour, and it is at like 130 while we record this episode. Like 130,000 people have watched it. I literally don't understand. So in trying to like chase that dragon, we're uploading episodes of the podcast onto YouTube. So if you're a YouTube person, if that's like what you prefer, within the week I will have all of our archive up on YouTube, and then episodes will come out every week on YouTube. Just another place to find us if y'all want that.
And what is the name of the YouTube channel?
Ask Me About K-Pop the podcast. So it's not
Great.
it's not like a short thing to find, but if you type that in, we'll come up. It's us. Same logo, same everything. You know what we look like. So anyway, that's it. We will see you guys next week, and welcome back again, Angelica. I'm so happy you're here.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Jonghyun, your inspiration.